Have you ever felt completely unqualified for something you were asked to do? Like you were the last person anyone should pick for a big task? If so, the story of a man named Gideon is for you. Picture this. For years, the Israelites have been living in terror. Every harvest season, the Midianites sweep in like a plague, destroying their crops and stealing their livestock. The people are starving and desperate, hiding in caves, crying out to the God they had turned away from. This is where we meet Gideon. But he's not on a battlefield. He's in a wine press, secretly threshing a little bit of wheat, just trying to hide it from the enemy. Suddenly, an angel appears and says, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Gideon must have looked around, confused. "Mighty warrior, me?" He replies, "Pardon me, my lord. But if the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? My clan is the weakest, and I am the least in my family." He saw himself as small, insignificant, and forgotten by God. But God saw something else. He saw a leader. The Lord told him, "I will be with you, and you will strike down all the Midianites." God didn't choose Gideon because he was already brave or strong. He chose him specifically because he was weak, so that everyone would know the victory came from God alone. Still filled with doubt, Gideon needed a sign. He prepared an offering, and when the angel touched it with his staff, fire shot up from the rock and consumed it. In that moment of awe, Gideon's fear turned to worship. He built an altar and called it, "The Lord is Peace." But before Gideon could lead the nation, God gave him a personal assignment. That very night, God commanded him to tear down his own father's altar to the false god Baal. This was incredibly risky. His family and neighbors worshipped Baal, but Gideon obeyed. He did it at night because he was afraid, but he did it. His obedience, even when fearful, was the first step in turning the hearts of the people back to the one true God. As the Midianite armies gathered, Gideon called men to fight. But his old doubts crept back in. He asked God for another sign, the famous fleece test. "God," he prayed, "if you're really going to save Israel through me, let this wool fleece be wet with dew in the morning while the ground around it is dry." And in the morning, it was just as he asked. He wrung out a whole bowl of water from the fleece. Then he asked for the reverse, a dry fleece on wet ground. And again, God patiently answered his prayer, building his faith one step at a time. Now, with his faith strengthened, Gideon gathered a massive army of 32,000 men. He was finally ready to fight, but God said, "You have too many men. If you win, you'll think you did it on your own." So God told Gideon to send home anyone who was afraid. 22,000 men left. With only 10,000 remaining, God said it was still too many. He whittled the army down to a tiny group of just 300 men, the ones who lapped water from the river like dogs. 300 men against an army as thick as locusts. The odds were impossible, but God had a plan. He gave them not swords and shields, but torches, empty clay jars, and trumpets. Following Gideon's lead, the 300 men surrounded the enemy camp. At his signal, they smashed the jars, blew their trumpets, and shouted, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon!" The sudden noise and light in the middle of the night threw the Midianite camp into chaos. In their confusion, they started fighting each other and fled in terror. God had delivered a miraculous victory that no one could take credit for but him. Gideon's journey teaches us a powerful lesson. God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. He took a fearful farmer and made him a national hero. He turned overwhelming weakness into an undeniable victory. Faith isn't about never having doubts. It's about choosing to trust God in spite of them. Maybe you feel small today. Maybe you feel unready, scared, or weak. So did Gideon. But God's power is made perfect in our weakness. If you feel God calling you to do something, don't wait until you feel brave enough. Just say yes and watch him do the rest. Thanks for watching. If this story encouraged you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We'll see you next time.